Question of the day, what's your favorite miniatures game? So could be something like the Warhammer War Machine games. It could be something like Heroclix, like we're going to talk about today. It could be something like the Night Models games. What is your favorite miniatures game and why? Is it the aesthetic nature of miniatures that make you enjoy the game, or is it the game's rules itself that really make you like the game? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite miniatures game is and why it is. Because today's topic is Heroclix Rebirth. Now, if you know anything about me, I love the Heroclix, just the whole concept of Heroclix is the idea of these miniatures are pre-painted, they have dials on the bottom that tell you what your characters have. You have DC, you have Marvel, you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm a humongous DC fan though. I'm a bigger DC fan than I am Marvel fan. So I enjoy so much when a new DC and Marvel set comes out, but especially DC sets, and especially ones based on Geoff Johns' work. Pretty much anything Geoff Johns does is pretty great to me. So DC Rebirth is this newest set that comes based on the idea of the Rebirth era of DC Comics, which was, headed up again by Geoff Johns doing DC Rebirth #1. Fantastic issue, really sets off things into motion of what's happening even now in comics in DC. So let's take a look right now at the latest set from WizKids, DC's Rebirth, right now. Looking at some Heroclix, find out what comes in the set, what I pulled, what some great pieces are, and the Fast Forces themselves. What comes in the Rebirth Fast Forces? So you get these guys here. Let's take a look right now. Come back up and talk about it. So let's talk about a couple of pieces that we pulled here. First of all, look at this. Look at this Shazam. This is fantastic. This is the one designed by the winners of last year's competitions, but you also got Billy Batson right here. It's really neat. I love that. It's got their names on there, the guys who won the team. But Billy and Shazam right there. You got Jessica Cruz, created by Ethan Van Sciver and Geoff Johns. Love this, man. This is a fantastic looking sculpt. She looks great in her costume. Taking kind of won back her power from Volthoom. You got Rebirth Batman with that nice purple insect cloak. Little Scott Snyder, I believe. Maybe Tom. Anyway. Love this Flash. Just good posing Flash. I love it. He's in the middle of kind of a weird run. Citizen Steel. A little JSA. Love that. Can't beat a little Citizen Steel. I love they gave him a glossy cover. This is a Kid Flash in a certain run that a lot of these figures have versions of Deathstroke in. Mr. Terrific, look at that. I love the sculpt there. It's great to see JSA figures really put in there. And it even says Fair Play on the back. Really well done with that. You got the Lex Luthor in the Superman armor stuff that he gets in the run that happened in Rebirth. So all this is from the Rebirth era. Let's take a look at a few of these cards right now. Just kind of give you an idea of what these characters do. So the Haywood Legacy, when Citizen Steel is hit with a close attack, after resolutions deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage. That's awesome. To fight Gog, so this goes back to the whole Geoff Johns Justice Society run. See if that mentions it right there. Justice Society of America, #7. That's it. So you just see some really cool powers there. He just looks good for what he is. 9 charge. He's at close combat expert, so that's good. And the defense power. Invincible, Citizen Steel can't be moved or placed, so really heavy guy, obviously. Jessica Cruz, leading the charge. When Jessica Cruz makes a first attack during a round and hits until your next turn, friendly characters with the word Justice League can use sidestep. So many of these Justice League characters have this. So whoever hits first on your turn is going to grant your team some good benefit. So it's really nice to see that. The TK there, once per round when Jessica Cruz carries a character and moves 5 or less squares, she may use telekinesis at no cost. So just slinging people across the board. It's crazy. Can't use Battle Fury, so she's pretty safe against shape change and all that sort of stuff. With her shape change, I mean. Not meant to be a fighter, she's meant to be a carrier, so it's really neat how she's got all that stuff. JLA and the Green Lantern Corps keyword, but 65 points is not bad. She does have phasing and she can hit for a 10-3. Billy Batson, the world needs to know your sins. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose an opposing character within 4 squares and line of fire. Until your next turn, that character can't be given free actions. That's dirty. Then he's got a stop click. Turns into Shazam. Turns into this Shazam, actually. So it's really nice to see that. He starts on click 6, and he can't go past that, but he's got Perplex top dial and that thing that shuts other characters down. So he's 40 points if you play him at the one that switches into Shazam. So definitely worth doing just to have that. Let's go to that Shazam first. Wisdom of Solomon. I love that. Power of Zeus, Thunderstrike. I wish they'd have given him the whole thing that, but it's pretty great. Well, they're all down there. But when Shazam starts the game, choose one Outwit, opposing probability control, pulse width, mind control. This game, Shazam has protected X, where X is the chosen power, so he gets to protect himself against one of those. At the end of your turn, if Shazam has not been moved or placed this turn, give him a Zeus Might token. Modify Shazam's defense for each Might token he has. It's just a way to make him even stronger. Quake Shazam may use it at no cost instead of a close attack while using hypersonic speed, so he's guaranteed to do some damage when he's doing that hypersonic with his own probability control. 200 points, you can't beat that. Now, you start at click 6 when you come off the board for 40 points, which is a 10-10-3. That's ridiculous with Mystics and everything like that. So just love that Shazam. This Batman, so there's a leading the charge thing that Jessica Cruz had. We saw that. Lines of fire drawn to Batman are blocked unless the line of fire crosses only unoccupied clear squares. You find a way to give him a free smoke cloud. Oh my gosh, he's ridiculous. So he's just really hard to hit. Pretty fast, easy to get in there with that Outwit. He's more of a support piece than a fighter, but he's also got an 11-3, so you can definitely use him to fight and pull his own, but also really nice to have that support. This Flash, she doesn't have it. It's one of the other ones that has the Speed Force trait, but just a lot of cool stuff here. A good-looking skull, borrow some of your momentum. This is the Justice League of China Flash. Okay, good. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. When the Flash moves at least one square and hits one or more characters, as to resolutions resolve stolen speed token. Okay. That's awesome. So it does the opposite of the Speed Force trait. That's really cool. She's nice with that 11-2 probability control. Remember, we're getting paid when Deathstroke KOs one or more opposing characters with an attack. So the other version of him is, remember, we're the good guys. It's pretty neat. It must be from the, is it Christopher Priest run? I don't know, but Titans number 11. And there he is right there. So he's a good, solid Deathstroke. And then this, you thought I wouldn't prepare for that? Ridiculous. So it's just he's just ridiculous, where he gets that power from Apocalypse after, is this from Darkseid War? Justice League 52, yeah. So it comes from Darkseid War, I believe. Just, man, strong Lex Luthor. 200 points, but he's got a couple special powers top dial. He's got Impervious, and he takes a maximum of 1 damage for the first attack that hits him in a turn. Leadership, Outwit. When Lex Luthor uses leadership and succeeds this turn, if he uses Outwit, you may instead choose 2 powers. That's stupid, ridiculously good. He's a really good card. So that is the figures from the set. The main set I wanted to kind of highlight, but let's talk about some of these in the Fast Forces. And as you can see here, all the sculpts are the same from the main set. But check out that Aquaman. It's got the 90s long beard. I love it. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, a little translucent plastic there. You got the Justice League of China, Superman, and Batman. They're really neat, but let's see how they work together. They're made to work together, these figures in the Fast Forces. So Cyborg and the Flash are meant to go together because you see they both have this trait. Sonic Boom Cyborg. Cyborg does not need line of fire to target opposing characters hit by a character named Flash this turn. So you can go in there and hit with the Flash, and then Cyborg can just hit him. Now, if you do it the other way around, it says the Flash deals penetrating damage to opposing characters hit by Cyborg named Cyborg this turn. So it doesn't even have to be these two. It could just be any of them. But the point is, if he's keyed with a different sideboard, can use this. If they're both keyed off each other, they both have the ability and can use it. So it's nice. Same kind of thing here with Aquaman and Wonder Woman. They both have this thing where if one of them hits, the other one gives them perplex, and the other, so attack, or they both, it's the same one actually, so it's nice that they both have that. They do the same thing here. China's finest Batman, China's finest Superman. You can use Batman. They get to pick a power from each other. So just really cool the way these key off each other. They're meant to be put together fast, because at most they're 100 points apiece. At minimum, they're 50 points apiece, which means you could play all 6 of these at the 50-point dial and get them all out on the board. Or you could play 3 of them, or 4 of them, really, I guess would be the way to do it. 2 200-point ones, and 1, 2 for 100, and then 2 for 50 each. Gets you the 300-point count, typically if you're playing 300 points. But just good-looking sculpts, good-looking powers all the way around. Just a fun Fast Forces. It's definitely one worth picking up, but you really should pick this up if you want to get into the game at this point, because it's got great powers. It's easy to play. Plus, it comes with all the things you need to learn to play the game. So that's the Fast Forces. So that's it. Really love this set. I love just the aesthetic pieces. The miniatures are great. The sculpts are fantastic. A lot of translucent plastic. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. But a lot of great looking pieces in this set. Also a lot of thematic stuff, right? You're getting some of the Justice League of China. You're getting some new pieces that haven't been clicked before. You're getting some old pieces that have been clicked or re-clicks. Like, for instance, who did I pull that I really loved? Oh, the Jessica Cruz, right? I love her piece. Did I pull her? Yeah, I did, but my favorite, of course, is the contest winner, Shazam, which this piece is just fantastic. I love this Shazam piece that we took a look at. I love the fact that it comes with the Billy Bats and that you can just Shazam into each other. So really nice that it's coming out coinciding with the time of the movie. I love the Flash pieces in here. Especially they're bringing back the old school trait of Speed Force. I love the Speed Force. The Flash set is my favorite set of Heroclix, period. That came out in 2014. I absolutely love it. So seeing that trait come back, the Speed Force trait, is fantastic, and it really just makes me happy. Now the Fast Forces is great because they're made to work together. You want to put your Flash and your Cyborg together. You want to put your Wonder Woman and your Aquaman together. You want to put the other 2 pieces together. So it's nice to see some synchronicity built into the Fast Forces. I mean, that's the whole point of it anyway. Is take these pieces, use them quickly, get them into a team, but it also allows you to just get some good pieces that you can work together with. Anytime characters key off of each other just with their abilities, I love that. So if you have your Flash and your Cyborg, they're both better than they would be if they were on their own. So same thing with Wonder Woman and Aquaman. So it's nice to see those kind of things happening. Again, the sculpts in this set are fantastic, top-notch looking stuff. So if you are interested in Heroclix, if you're interested in anything DC related, Marvel related, if you like good, tight mechanics that play in a very fast time, I mean, the max for a game is an hour typically, but it depends on who you're playing with. I guess they could go that long, but it's such a good game. And you've seen some of my other videos explaining how the dials work. The idea that you click this, it tells you what you have available this time, both powers and abilities. So I love the DC Rebirth set. I think you should check it out too if you're into this sort of thing. If you're not into miniatures, I still think this one's one that you can ease into, because the rules, there are a lot of complex powers and things like that, but it doesn't take long. You get a good grasp of what they are and how to use them. And even a novice with good pieces can play, or even a beginner with good pieces can play fairly competitively, because everything is pretty well balanced and the meta is very healthy for that. So that's Heroclix Rebirth from WizKids. I'm Brian Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheLatestRetro. Till next time, we'll see you.
So much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower